Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. So, there's a lot going on. I seem to say that every day, which is good. Get your attention. Um, China dropped their interest rate for the second time. That's part of what caused the massive sell off the other day, right? So you're sitting there and you're paying attention to that. And then you look at everything else that's going on. So you kind of go, yeah, I can see why everything dropped. The big thing is that last night crypto or Bitcoin was at like 64,000. This morning it's at 67. It's a massive move. It's like what, almost 5%? Okay. But here's something I'm really thinking about. Is it a bounce that we're seeing? We'll get to the charts in a little bit and I'll show you what I mean by is it a bounce, right? And will it wind up coming back down? It's Friday and the Bitcoin convention has already started. I've seen news trickle out, but I didn't say anything about the news because I wanted to see if anybody else was gonna pick it up. News coverage is there, obviously, but that's not the news everybody's waiting for. So, is it a bounce or is it just the beginning? That's going to be my question. Something else that's going on, the Ethereum Foundation moved a lot of Ethereum. I want to say like almost 300 mil. So that's a massive movement from a wallet that hasn't moved in like 6.6 years or something like that. 6 point something. And everybody's like, why'd they do that? Well, they just moved it to a new wallet. That's all they did. Just move it to a new wallet. I don't know that there should be concern about that. I really don't. I really, really don't. So we have to kind of pay attention and don't, buy into the FUD that comes from speculation, right? Buy into the actual news when it gets announced. If something gets announced, maybe they just moved it for the sake of moving it. Maybe they moved it because it's in a new place. Just saying, there are reasons why you would move things from wallet to wallet. I've done it tons of times. And when I put together that blooper reel, well, not a blooper reel, but that blooper show, that'll be one of the things I'll talk about. Something else that caught my attention is that BlackRock's head of digital assets came out and said, yeah, I'm not sure about the future of other altcoin ETFs. That tells me they're not convinced that another altcoin should have an ETF. So yes, we know that I believe it's Van Eck has a filing out there for Solana ETF. A couple others might as well. But BlackRock is signaling that they might not do anything of the sort. That would be very interesting because that would mean that they're going to throw their whole weight behind Ethereum and Bitcoin. That would speak volumes. Volumes. So I think that to me is very interesting of a comment to make out there to the world because he already said that internally. Saying that externally is a very big deal. Something else that caught my attention is Cardano. It looks like Cardano was somebody tried to hit Cardano with another DDoS attack. Another shrug. No downtime. Another shrug. Just saying. Just saying. And this is as they're ushering in the Voltaire era. That to me says a lot about that network. The resilience, the security, speed, low cost. Cardano's about to do things. And I think that the amount of people developing on Cardano is about to shoot up. I think that's what's going to happen. And the difference being is that I think there are going to be a lot of real projects that go on Cardano. That's a serious platform for serious builders. And so I can't wait to see what happens on that platform. And am I expecting anything that is necessarily groundbreaking? Not necessarily so. Am I expecting things that happened or were built on other platforms to be mimicked on Cardano? Yes. Do I expect others to move to Cardano? Yes, as well. I'm looking forward to a lot of things happening. Sometimes it's not just about the money. Sometimes it's about the resilience. Sometimes it's about the ease of the API. Sometimes it's a lot of things that go into choosing what platform you're going to launch your technical product on. A lot goes into that decision. Sometimes even more than building on that platform. Sounds nuts. But when you're building on a platform for something that's going to, be years on that platform, sometimes you take a little bit of time to test things out, really kick the tires, drive on those tires, not just kick them. So just saying, I'm expecting a lot out of Cardano, like a lot. That Voltaire phase with node 9.1.0, it's here. It's here, and everybody's been invited to download it. Yeah. So if you're paying attention to Cardano, you could be staking Cardano, you could be making extra money off of Cardano as you're, DCAing into Cardano. Now, it's not a recommendation of mine. I try my hardest not to recommend things, but it is my recommendation that you do your own research and you see if Cardano fits into a slot in your bag. Just saying. It's definitely in a slot on my bag, and I'm just adding. I try to add as much as I can, as often as I can, just DCA. And when those opportunities pop up where I have a really good opportunity to sprinkle some dry powder on there, yeah, I'll do that too. I absolutely will. Something else that caught my attention, Senator Roger Marshall co-authored an anti-crypto bill with Senator Elizabeth Warren. Roger Marshall has now withdrawn his name. She now stands alone. That says a lot. To me, it says that no matter who wins the election in the United States, there is a shift in the air, and it's gonna happen, period. What kind of shift, how far of a shift, how fair of a shift, wouldn't be able to tell you. But are things shifting to a positive position for Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto universe? Yeah, I believe so. I absolutely believe so. I think we're entering a phase of, there's been a lot done. And I think with good regulation around crypto, even at a global scale, especially at a global scale, we could see a whole new era of discovery. I'm talking about use case discovery. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of things going on in that space. A lot of things. So what I'm hoping for is, we pay attention to the economies that are around the world. Yes, we do get PCE numbers later today. I think about 8:30 or something like that. But what I'm paying attention to is there are a lot of economies around the world that are not doing well. The United States economy is actually doing way better than everybody else. And that seems to be like the thing. That's just how it operates in the world. When you look at China dropping interest rates twice in 1 week, not once, twice in 1 week. I can understand month over month. 1 week? That signals a lot. So they can act like they have a whole bunch of money to throw around, but do your people have money? And I think that economy is not in a good shape. So if you look around Asia, you have a few economies that are not doing well, right? Japan's not doing well, China's not doing well. I'd be looking at that. I'd absolutely be looking at that. We already know that Russia's having problems. We already know that other countries around the world are having issues. And what I find to be funny is, countries like El Salvador and others that have picked up on the Bitcoin trend are doing better. Substantially better? I don't know. But better. And I'm just sitting here and I'm just saying to myself, crypto is a game changer. Crypto is absolutely a game changer. It doesn't mean that it can't be manipulated or anything else like that, but it is a game changer. Sometimes the strongest economies become the weakest economies. So that's what I'm paying attention to. I'm buying into something that is stateless, meaning no country controls it, right? That's what I'm paying attention to. The Bank of International Settlements, BIS, is saying that, we're only going to support stablecoins that are centrally controlled, that are centralized. And I'm sitting back and I'm saying, keep moving in that direction and see how that works out. Keep moving in that direction and see how that works out. That could be a problem. That could be a massive problem for BIS and and its members. So yeah, there are a lot of moves that are being made that aren't necessarily the smartest of moves when it comes to crypto. I would hope that by this time, Senator Elizabeth Warren would take a step back and rethink her position on crypto, rethink her approach toward crypto. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be a bill. I'm just saying that a bill to get rid of it is stupid. Now, does that mean that Senator Roger Marshall, is a Bitcoin fan now? Probably not. Probably got spoken to and said, hey, that's not what we're all about right now. Go fix yourself. And he fixed himself. But that doesn't mean he believes in it. If there are doubts around it, then state your doubts. Let's properly research the doubts and not just go after something for the sake of going after it. Just saying, pragmatic approach to regulatory compliance and rules and laws is a smarter way to go about it. And we need that. And we need that in a bipartisan fashion. Just saying. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. Let's squeeze on over there. All right. I want to take a look at the loser side first. All righty. So you look at the losers and who's here that I should be paying attention to. Pepe, ranked number 25, down 1%. Do you see that? You see that? I automatically started looking and it's only down 1%. What does this list tell you? That you see zeros, right? That you see zeros from all over here. Wow. That's 16 zeros on a list of 25. And basically these ones, that's like, yeah, no, we're not doing anything. We're just moving laterally. We're just waiting. That's what that means. That's amazeballs. That's absolutely amazing. So when I look at the X factor on the losing side, I'm not going to pay attention to that, like at all. I might look at Pepe, but only because I'm interested in Pepe. Pepe's not that far off its high, so it's a 0.44x. That's the GMB X factor for it. XDC network is actually 5.24x off of its all-time high. That GMB X factor is interesting because I think they're actually starting to make some moves. XRP, I'm not selling my XRP, but I'm not buying anymore either. So I'm waiting for something to motivate me on that side. Let's take a look at the winners. So the top 25 crypto winners on this side. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you so you can see it. There you go. So you have some pretty interesting GMB X factors going on. You're probably keying in on this one, which happens to be Jasmy coin. Everybody's talking about Jasmy. Everybody's talking about Jasmy. Jasmy is Sony. Jasmy is Sony. Jasmy's been around for a minute, and it has dropped like a hot rock from that kind of a high down to 2 cents, even if you said that was 3 cents, and it's up 10%. That's big. Now, do I believe that it will get back to that it'll achieve that all-time high? No. No, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. The chances of it, that's insane. I mean, I'd look over the past couple of years to see where what its range has been, things like that, what it's been previously, but I'd keep that tight. It's still a respectable coin. I mean, look at that. The market cap's over $1 billion, so you have to respect that. But that kind of GMBX factor to get back to its all-time high, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Not to say that it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen anytime soon. Who else is who I should be paying attention to? Aave is up 14%. Aerodrome, been talking about that. 21%. Up 21%. Just remember, it's ranked 139. Its market cap is 512, but it's up 21%. So I have a couple of friends that have it. Good for them. They're up. Who else am I paying attention to? Helium up again, 11%. Let's see, Pith Network up 11%. That's another Oracle, different way of doing things. Supposedly, actually faster than Chainlink. They just don't have the connections that Chainlink does. Ordi is up 10%. I mean, look at these numbers. Yeah, we have to get way down here before we hit single digits. Stacks is up 10%. Render is up 10%. Then you have, let's see, who else is down here? Injective is up 8%. It's the only one down there I'd be paying attention. Well, BitTensor maybe, up 9%. So that's a lot. That's a lot to look at. That's pretty cool, actually, when you think about it, at least from my perspective, right? Let's see what else. So, like I said, we are expecting PCE numbers later this morning. Like I said, about 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. The Fear and Greed Index, I'm surprised it didn't move. Didn't move. Still at 68. I thought it would have dropped, and I even said it would. I thought it would drop like down to the 40s or 50s, and it didn't. Hasn't budged. Interesting. Total value locked right now, $105 billion. Not bad. We have some staying power. We have some staying power. We have some strength. This is what I mean by a bounce. So we came down, bang, and we're back up a bit. Wondering. So you see how they touched the blue band that I have at 63,719, but we're back up to 67,285. Excuse me. That's kind of good news. Now, what does it do beyond that? I don't know. Again, I believe that we have to be able to hit 69,355 and maintain over there. Get some consolidation before we shoot up again and establish a brand new high. Now, something that I was bringing to your attention earlier is the fact that the Bitcoin conference started, already. We have major speakers coming tomorrow. There has been news that's come out of the Bitcoin conference. It's been swallowed up by the gorilla in the room. Swallowed up. Nobody cares about that. I said it before and I'll say it again. If you're a project, you're a small company, even if you're a big company and you're there and you thought you were going to have this major announcement and have it hit the public and really give you some momentum, I don't think that's going to happen right now. I don't think that's going to happen right now, especially come tomorrow. After those speeches, that's a wrap. Everything for the next couple of days will be all about those speeches. So just saying, pay attention to that. But I am digging around for news to see who is, dropping news about what and see how much media coverage they get. I'm thinking they're probably not going to get a lot of media coverage because there are so many bigwigs in town. So many bigwigs in town. So many of them waiting for that particular speech. Interesting to me. Very interesting. So I'm looking at those numbers. I'm looking to see what goes on with that. Then you have, let's say, take a look at the big board. You have some big ups, some deep green ups. These are even deeper green. Aave is an even deeper green. That's fine. When things are green, when things are red, dollar cost averaging is what I'm looking at. That's my strategy. Just buy on a regular basis. Bink, bink, bink. Because you're investing in yourself at that time. You're basically paying yourself at that point. That's what I'm paying attention to. Ethereum at 32, just a couple days ago, is at 35, even higher. For me, I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, that's a good price to buy. I mean, it was at 3,000, I think it was before. Good places to buy, good places to be paying attention to. It's nowhere near its all-time high. Just like Solana, just like the rest of them. Most of these guys are nowhere near their all-time high. Well, Pepe is. Shiba Inu is not. Shiba Inu almost hit below 16, but now it's staying. It seems to be reestablishing 17 as this is kind of where we want to be right now, and then it'll pop up. So just saying, there are opportunities. Good morning, Stitchy. Good morning, Stitchy. Yeah, he doesn't want to hop up. He's kind of tired. He's just laying down there. Let's see. If I'm looking at the numbers right now, Ethereum is not performing well. That's the picture I've been painting for you. It's not performing all that well. It's only right now at 42% year to date. Bitcoin is at 59% year to date. And you sit there and you're like, So why would I get involved in it? Because there's potential there. There's potential there. BNB doing outperforming, Solana outperforming, XRP taking a hit, barely break even right there. Doge outperforming, Toncoin. Ooh, sorry about that. Toncoin below. First time I've seen it, like that I can remember, that Toncoin is below a 200% year to date return. First time I'm seeing it. Do I expect Toncoin to go back up? Yes. Toncoin's been making major moves that it has not been getting credit for, but they've been making major moves to expand beyond the Telegram network. That's got to hit people. That's got to start hitting people. You know, Shiba Inu, 62% for the year to date. Bitcoin Cash, 45% year to date. That's better than Ethereum. Just saying, just pointing that out for you. Near Protocol, 54% year to date. So yes, I pay attention to everything in between here. Why? Because it helps me figure out the rhythm. You put this with the GMB X factor, and then you have even more ideas about what the rhythm is. That's what I'm paying attention to. Those are the things I'm really, really, really paying attention to. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I really hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, subscribe. And if you really like it, how about become a member? Because we're making announcements this week and next that are really good for subscribers and members. If you listened to last night's show, you got a hint or a taste of what's coming. Anyway, don't forget to tune in tonight for Friday Flips, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. Hope you have a good one. Bye-bye. Well, YouTube and growmybag.tv. Toodles.